SESportsnet.com live programming begins shortly. 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 SESportsnet.com live programming begins shortly.
Combined, the two opponents have more total yards than we did in the first period. Basically, 547, 560.
SESportsnet.com live programming begins shortly. 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 SESportsnet.com live programming begins shortly.
The Friday Night Lights are on in Bermudian Springs, where tonight the Bermudian Springs Eagles host the Shippensburg Greyhounds. Welcome into SE Sportsnet coverage of Greyhound football. Tonight we are at Bermudian Springs High School as the Greyhounds 2-0 take to the road to meet the 2-0 Bermudian Spring Eagles. Alongside Rob Ebersole and J.D. Davidson, I'm Scott Smith, and we welcome you in to our second broadcast of the season, the third game of the season. And the Shippensburg Greyhounds bring a suspect offense into tonight's game. A little discussion prior to the contest here, Rob, tonight is the inability of Shippensburg to really put together four quarters in both of their games so far.
Well, yeah, they haven't scored a point in this second half of either one of the games, and
I'm in a minority thinking that it's a problem, and JD and you both have some valid points. They were up by 35 going into the second half, and they had some chances in the third and fourth quarter, but they elected, not to throw the ball or whatever. My point is, I think you have to go for the juggler and show these teams, because you're going to act that way whenever you're playing a little closer game? Probably not. But I'm saying is you got to keep going after them. That's my opinion. If you don't agree, you don't agree. That's fine. But I just think that, you have to prove that you can score a point in the second half, don't you?
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of pressure to have to perform like that, Rob.
No.
But you're exactly right. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. I think that Coach Faust would feel a whole lot more comfortable if he could see 4 quarters out of this ball club.
Yeah, and they have the weapons. They have the skill set. Hey, you can't complain whenever you're 2-0, but I'm just thinking that they have to get in that end zone sometime after halftime, just for their own psyche maybe.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, some of the officiating was a little suspect in the second half of that ball game last week, but still, I'm not sure in the fourth quarter Shippensburg got the football across the 50-yard line.
No, and JD said something was interesting and funny at the same time, because I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Faust today, and I said to JD the first thing that I was going to ask him is, about the officiating in the fourth quarter, and he says, well, he's not even sure if Coach Faust would knew what happened. So that was some of the most bizarre calls that we saw in all the years we've been doing high school football. But as it turns out, it didn't affect the outcome of the game, but it made it a lot closer than it should have been.
Exactly right. So let's talk about some of the positives last week. Carter Van Syok had another good evening. And the week before, they just didn't have a rushing game, but last week they were able to put over 100 yards on the board.
25 for 49 and 6 touchdowns for Carter in the first 2 games, and he's thrown for 450 yards, so that's not too bad for first 2 games of the year. And he's been really getting some outstanding receiving help. It just really, Nate Gustafson's done such a good job. And Kane Freidinger, and they're making some difficult catches for some significant gains at the right time. So a lot of positives. We talked a minute before we went on the air about Adam Hauser. He is dressed. We'll see if he plays at all. Obviously, if he does, that's another cog, an important cog in the lineup. But JD said maybe he shouldn't play one more, and I think I agree with him, especially in a team that we should beat here in Bermudian Springs.
Bermudian Springs did a nice job against Boiling Springs last week on the road. This is their home opener here tonight as the crowd files into the stadium here at Bermudian Springs High School. But I think coming back to our discussion is that I think Coach Faust needs to see some consistency.
Yeah, I agree. And is Adam Hauser that person that's going to bring that consistency? I don't know. I mean, Philip Torres hasn't done a bad job running the ball, and Kyler Brown has done some good things. So I don't know. But with the talent and that speed that Hauser brings to the offense, he certainly can be a game changer. So with that in mind, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to play. I was down there looking before the game, and he was still hobbling a little bit, still limping a little bit. But, again, he's in uniform, so we'll see what happens.
I think another thing that I observed last week, particularly in the second half, is that the offensive line gelled a little bit better in the second half as well.
Good point, because Chambersburg in the first half, they were all over Carter Van Syok. A lot of blitzes and some blown assignments for the offensive line, but you're exactly correct. In the second half, they did a better job for Carter to have some time to throw the ball, or sometimes scramble out of the pocket and run with it. And again, we talked about this a couple times last week, is how Carter Van Syok has improved in that area. Last year he would take the sack. He wouldn't really try to get that extra yard. Now he's running for the sideline and trying to make a few yards out of a busted play. And that's very important for a quarterback to be able to do that.
Our countdown to kickoff from Bermudian Springs High School will continue in just a moment. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Kathy's Deli, West King Street in Shippensburg is the place. Delicious breakfast selections, and for lunch and dinner, create your own sandwiches, hoagies, wraps, or salads. 3 hot soups as well as a hot meal special are available every day. plus Kathy's fresh baked goods and delicious dessert specials are the best. Voted number 1 since 2004. Enjoy wonderful hometown atmosphere, delicious food, and friendly service at Kathy's Deli, West King Street, Shippensburg. Your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner should be at Kathy's Deli.
You have auto insurance because, let's face it, stuff happens. And then you feel punished with a rate hike after filing a claim? Erie Rate Lock changes all that. With Rate Lock from Erie Insurance, your low rate stays great until you change cars, drivers, or your address. Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. Insured must meet necessary underwriting guidelines. Premium may change if you make policy changes. Not all products are offered in all states. Patent pending.
Countdown to kickoff from Bermudian Springs High School. The Greyhounds traveling to take on the Eagles tonight. JD, your observations and your points into this discussion here.
Well, I think we'll find out a lot about both teams tonight, Scott. Bermudian, they just got by Bowling Springs last week, and Bowling Springs has been down a couple of years. And, Shippensburg with a good win last week against Chambersburg, sloppy second half against Dover. So we're looking, want to improve each game, and Shippensburg did that from game 1 to game 2, and then see if they can continue to do that tonight, and see if they can pick up their third win of the season.
Now the gray and the silver and red of the Eagles come out on the field. The Shippensburg Greyhounds on the far side of the field. We're about ready for the ceremonial toss of the coin here tonight. A pretty nice Shippensburg contingent has worked its way down the highway into York County here tonight. So, J.D., what are you looking for from this ball club this evening?
Well, Shippensburg last week, they found their running game, so they got a good balance out of the run and pass last week. And, Chambersburg just couldn't key on just one aspect of the offense, and Shippensburg was able to move the football in that game. Unfortunately, weren't able to score in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and defensively, they did a good job to keep Chambersburg out of the end zone.
We ask that you rise as we recognize.
More coming your way on the countdown to kickoff right after these messages.
Timmins Oil Incorporated of Orrstown has been proudly serving the local area for over 35 years with quality fuel oil, diesel fuel, and kerosene products at reasonable prices. The Timmins folks invite you to call now and arrange convenient fuel oil delivery for the upcoming heating season. Call Timmins Oil at 532-3740. That's 532-3740. Or stop in and say hello at 12901 Mountain Road in Orrstown. The Timmins family encourages all drivers to exercise extra caution on the roads now that the kids are back in school. Parents, remember to take the time to become involved in your children's school activities. And this fall and always, save a life. Please don't drink and drive. Remember, for extra convenient fuel oil delivery this winter, call Timmins Oil of Orrstown now at 532-3740. That's Timmins Oil at 532-3740. The Timmins family is proud to be part of our Cumberland and Franklin County communities. And go Greyhounds!
Premier Events West Orange Street in Shippensburg is the place to go for excellent upscale food and service in the Shippensburg area. Premier Events is a premier banquet and special events facility that offers catering for all occasions in their beautiful chandelier-lit banquet room. All their delicious food is freshly prepared and can be served on or off-site at your chosen location. Call them today at 532-2279 to book your party and let your next event be a premier event.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend $1 gazillion on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Your complete quality satisfaction is unconditionally guaranteed. That's the backbone that New Life Painting of Shippensburg has built their business on since 1998. New Life Painting has been providing Central Pennsylvania residential and commercial painting at its best. Keith and Chris Carroll welcome the opportunity to discuss your next painting project with a free on-the-spot estimate, and your satisfaction is the center of their quality work. Give them a call at 423-5577, and you'll soon learn what satisfaction and guaranteed is all about.
We are back at Bermudian High School, the alma mater being sung, as we're just about set for tonight's game between the Eagles of Bermudian Springs and the Shippensburg Greyhounds.
Talk very briefly here about the Eagles. Head coach is John Defoe, 2-0 as we mentioned. And a couple names we're going to be calling a lot is Chase Dull, first of all, the sophomore quarterback. He's 13 for 22 in the first 2 games with 2 touchdowns. And Ryan Kerfman, who has run for 145 yards, 16 carries, and
3 TDs.
3 TDs, and he's also caught 7 passes for 91 yards.
Yeah, he's also their leading scorer.
So, and Darren Beal is another one. It's 3 carries for 32 yards. So Chase Dahl, only a sophomore, leading the Bermudian Springs Eagles. I wanted to talk real quick about the Shippensburg defense, Scott. We can talk about during the game too, but talking about some kids that have done so good in the first 2 games. Ethan Stauffer is the leading tackler with 13 total, and Naz Minor and Eddie Ocker, the little guy, they're second and third as far as overall tackles. So there's 3 names that have done very well in the first 2 contests on the defense.
The Eagles have won the toss. They're going to defend the goal to our left. Dropping back deep is Ryan Hart, along with Darren Beal and Colt Byers. And Eddie Ocker will tee up the football for Shippensburg. Check that. That is Sterling Shetter teeing up the football for Shippensburg.
Sterling Shetter.
We're glad to have you along on this Friday night. Settle in. Enjoy the broadcast here on SE Sportsnet. Shetter approaches the ball. It's a short end-over-end kick going to the far side of the field, and that's being picked up by Ryan Hart. Hart across the 25 and is dropped at the 29-yard line. Tackle made in there by Jacob Loy for Shippensburg, and so the Eagles will go to work at their own 29-yard line with quarterback Chase Dahl. Running back should be Ryan Kerfman in the backfield, along with Chase Woods in there as the Eagles break their huddle. They have running room to the near side of the field as they moving left to right as we look at the field of play. Dahl under center with 2 sets behind him. He sends a man in motion to the near side of the formation and hands off to the second man through, who dives forward out to the 35-yard line. Carrying that football was Darren Bill. He got 5 yards in the carry as his knee went down at the 34. Tackle made in there by Ethan Stauffer for Shippensburg. 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles.
5 yards to go.
Jared Beachy brings the play in from the near side. Beachy's going to deploy to the near side, and this time we'll have a double wing formation. Behind Dahl under center, 2nd down and 5. Fake handoff to the wing on the far side. That's Ryan Kerfman, who turns the corner. He'll cross the 35-yard line and go down at the 38-yard line. Nick Welts in on the tackle along with Austin Kozier for Shippensburg. It's a 4-yard carry, so it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Eagles. Ball 20 yards in from the near sideline. Running room to the far side of the formation. That's where Joe Raymond deploys. They set a slot to that side. And Kerfman's the lone setback. Dahl with the takeaway. Hands the football off to Darren Beal, who's going to pick up the 1st down off of right tackle, and he keeps churning his legs and gets the ball out to the 45-yard line before Eddie Ocker makes the stop for the Greyhounds. But that's going to pick up the first down of the ball game for the Eagles out at their own 45-yard line.
Well, Bermudian coming out with that wing T offense. They're putting men in motion. Except for this last play, they did not, and Shippensburg, I think, a little fooled with the straight-on run.
Beal in the backfield along with Kerfman. They're split and strong to the near side as there's running room to the far side. Wing to the far side, and the handoff this time goes to Kerfman with blockers out in front. He turns the corner up the far sideline. He crosses midfield and goes out of bounds close to the first down marker at the 45-yard line of Shippensburg. He's tackled out of bounds, and a penalty marker flies. Dante Latriglio making the tackle. Just shy of the first down marker at the 46-yard line of Shippensburg, but that's going to be 15 more yards tacked on to that nice run by Kerfman as he was hit out of bounds by Latriglio.
I think that's a good call, too. I believe he was out of bounds, and I did not see who committed the late hit, but that's not a good penalty, obviously, as Bermudian Springs running the ball, moving the ball really quickly. They don't need any help so far.
Ball is placed at the 31-yard line of Shippensburg, 20 yards in from the far sideline. Colt Byers comes wide to the near side. 2 men in the backfield behind Chase Dahl, and he wants to throw the football and completes it up the near side at the 30-yard line. Coming up to make the catch was Colt Byers, and hit immediately by Austin Kozier. That's just going to pick up a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, that was good defense that time by the secondary. Took a little while to get the ball out to the wide receiver, and good coverage and a nice tackle by Kozier.
Eagles break the huddle. Send Jared Beachy wide to the far side. Darren Beal is the lone setback. They send Kerfman in motion, and they hand the football off straight ahead to Darren Beal, and Beal is going to move the chains one more time. Gets down across the 20-yard line, and is dropped at the 18 by Zach Hutchinson of Shippensburg. But nice work up front by the Eagle offensive line, and a nice first down carry by the senior running back. 19-yard pickup on the 19-yard line for the Eagles as they've moved the football right down the field here on this opening drive of the ball game. Raymond goes wide to the far side, running room to that side as the backs are split this time. And the handoff once again goes to the big senior fullback, Darren Beal, who goes in off of right guard, and he'll get the ball down close to the Shippensburg 15-yard line before Zach Hutchinson makes the tackle. That's going to pick up 5. 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles. Bermudian Springs on a nice opening drive here, Rob.
They sure are, and give Ethan Stauffer a little credit on that tackle. He tripped up the running back a little bit and slowed down his progress.
Going wide to the far side is Chase Wood. They have a double wing formation this time. Beal's the lone setback. They send Kerfman in motion, and he gets the handoff, trying to turn the corner up the far sideline, but great pursuit by Shippensburg's Nick Welts, preventing Kerfman from turning the corner. He's maybe going to get a yard on the carry. Now, actually, they put the ball down at the 18-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Kerfman had a blocker in front of him, but that was a great play by Nicholas Welts to get by that blocker and make a nice tackle.
Running room to the near side of the formation as in this first quarter. Eagles move left to right. Dahl with the takeaway. Rolls to the near sideline now, looks across the middle and completes the pass up the near side to Darren Beal coming out of the backfield. He'll cross the 15-yard line and get down close to the 14, maybe the 13-yard line. Austin Kozier coming up to make the stop. But that picks up 5 yards on that pass play, and it'll be 4th down now at about 4.
And the Eagles are going to go for it on 4th down, deciding not to try a field goal here in the opening quarter. It's 4th down and 4.
Big defensive stop for Shippensburg here early in this ball game. Beal in the backfield. Kerfman goes in motion to the far side. They've handed the football off to Beal, and he's got the first down and a whole lot more as he twists and turns down inside the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. Austin Kozier prevented the touchdown, But nice running by Darren Beal.
Yeah, just that quick opening and quick handoff, and Beal almost scored.
And it's 1st and goal for the Eagles. This drive started at their 28. They've moved it to the Shippensburg 2. Jace Wood goes wide to the far side. It's Kerfman and Beal in the backfield. Dahl barking signals. He hands the football off to his big fullback, who puts his head down, and he's in for the score. The Darren Beal show in this first drive, which covered 71 yards. A nice, smooth effort by the Eagles.
Yeah, no, not much more to say. That was just an impressive drive, almost exclusively on the ground. They threw it a couple times, but just really strong heads down running by the Eagles offense.
Appel to attempt the point after. We've got a whistle and a penalty marker before the kick. Nick Appley is the place kicker. Been 4 of 6 on point afters.
On the defense.
Well, Shippensburg's going to be called for offsides here. Well, at least we think so. The umpire is waiting to hear what the referee decision is from the Eagles as they're discussing it in the huddle.
Looks like the referee's getting ready to call the next play. He's right in the middle of the huddle there.
No, he still hasn't signaled. Now he is. Offsides against Shippensburg, so that'll move the ball down to the 1.5-yard line. 6:02 left here in this first quarter, with the Eagles putting points on the board first. Appley's a big kid, Rob.
Listed 6'2", 233.
He's all of that. So he will attempt the point after here. Ball is down. Appley's kick is up, and it's good. 6:02 left to go first quarter. Bermudian Springs 7, Shippensburg nothing.
You have auto insurance because, let's face it, stuff happens. And then you feel punished with a rate hike after filing a claim? Erie Rate Lock changes all that. With Rate Lock from Erie Insurance, your low rate stays great until you change cars, drivers, or your address. Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. Insured must meet necessary underwriting guidelines. Premium may change if you make policy changes. Not all products are offered in all states. Patent pending.
Impressive opening drive of 11 plays and 76 yards for the Eagles as they've taken the opening kickoff. And now Shippensburg will touch the ball for the first time. Dropping back deep for Shippensburg is Alex Sharrow. As Appley tees up the football. Sharrow stands at about his 10-yard line awaiting the Eagle kick. Appley sends it high and sends it deep. Hits at the 5-yard line and rolls into the end zone for the touchback. So Appley uses all of that 6'2", 230-pound frame and boots it long and deep. And so Shippensburg will go to work 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, down 7-0 at the 6:02 mark of this first quarter. Led in there by senior quarterback Carter Van Syok, who's had a good start to this football campaign. He sends Kane Freidinger wide to the far side. Nick Gustafson comes wide to the near side. Backs are split as Carter Van Syok is under center for the Greyhounds. And Van Syok wants to throw. Now he has to elude some pressure, and he's going to roll to the far sideline and run the football. Crosses the 30, pick up the first down, hit from behind as he crosses the 35-yard line and goes down at the 37-yard line. Making the tackle was Billy Novak. That'll move the chains for Shippensburg. Nobody open as Van Slyke wanted to throw a quick pass over the middle, and then he had to scramble to get away from some pressure and picked up the first down, picked up 12 yards on the carry. Hounds are moving right to left. Wing is set up to the far side of the formation. Handoff goes to Philip Torres, and Torres slips and slides for a couple of yards out close to the 40-yard line. Danny Lomax making the stop. Let's call it 3 yards on the carry by Torres, second down and about 7.
Talked a little bit about it here in the for the game, the opening comments. Carter Van Zyk, another great example of what he's doing so well so far this year. Is doesn't find anybody open, he scrambles, and that was a 12-yard run.
Van Zyk under center, looks over the defense. Hands the football off this time to Kyler Brown, and Brown with some blockers out in front. Tries to turn up the far sideline and is tackled out of bounds but does not draw a penalty flag, as I'm not sure he got back to the line of scrimmage. Travis Daniels making the tackle out of bounds, but no penalty marker, and Torres is going to lose a couple. Or check that, Brown's going to lose a couple, so it'll be third down now and 9.
9 yards to go.
This time trips to the near side with Gustafson and Hickman to the inside, and we've got a timeout.
Timeout, Eagles.
And the Eagles are going to call a timeout here, as the coach did like what he saw out there from the Shippensburg offensive set, Rob.
No, and I'll tell you what, Kyler Brown did a nice job getting outside. He broke a couple of tackles, but he just couldn't turn that corner, and you know, don't want to start complaining about the officiating right away, but that looked about as blatant as the one that was called against Shippensburg in the their first possession, Bermudian Springs' first possession. But it's a third down and long. It's a big play early on for the Greyhounds, already trailing 7-0.
Yeah, they've got to move the football down the field here. It's going to be key, I think, early in this ball game that they can pick up this first down.
I agree. I know they're going to make some adjustments to that Eagle offense, but they looked really impressive in that first drive.
Trips to the near side. Torres the lone setback to the near side of Gustafson. This time a work from the gun. Third down and 9 after the timeout. Rolls to the near side, now has to try to get away from some pressure, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. Back at the 30-yard line by Trace Grimm. Nice play by Grimm coming up from his linebacker spot all the way, and that time there's nothing that Carter Van Zyk could do.
No, he he had no chance to escape, and just a lot of defensive pressure, and the offensive line could do nothing to stop it.
Beal awaits the kick of Eddie Ocker. Beal standing at about his 37-yard line. Line drive kick, hits at the 42. Beal picks it up, and he's eludes one Shippensburg tackler, now gets away from another one still on his feet, and is finally pulled down out of bounds at about the 38-yard line by Gabriel Long of Shippensburg. Nice job by Beal to elude a couple of tacklers.
5'8", 165, and he almost broke it down the sideline after eluding the two tacklers that Scott mentioned.
4:05 left to go in the first quarter. Eagles on their opening drive lead at 7-0. Having the football for the second time now. Ball 20 yards in from the far side of the football field. Kerfman will set up in a slot to the near side of the formation, along with Chase Woods. Beal's the lone setback. Dahl wants to throw, straight back to pass, looking, now he has to get away from some pressure, rolls to the near side of the formation, and he's going to be drugged down at the 35-yard line. Nice play by Shippensburg's Nick Welts. Loses 3 yards on the play, back to the 35, so it'll be second down and 13.
Got to give the credit to the Shippensburg secondary, as Dahl had plenty of time to throw the ball, good protection, but he just ran out of time, and a nice tackle by Welts.
Wide to the far side is Jared Beachy. Kerfman and Beal in the backfield, and this is Kerfman with the football. swinging it up the near side of the football field, crosses the line of scrimmage and gets thrown down at the 40-yard line by James Monahan of the Hounds. So that actually turns into about a 7-yard pickup, where it'll be third down now and just about 7.
Kerfman kind of disappeared in a mass of bodies, and all of a sudden he squirted out the front there, and as you mentioned, a nice run.
Kerfman will set up in a slot inside of Joe Raymond. Beal the lone setback. And Dahl wants to throw. Looks downfield's got a man open, just overthrows. Noah Appley. Incomplete, so it'll be fourth down.
Going to give Colby Tracy some credit there, as he was trying to get to the passer, and I think he did make enough of a noise that maybe forced Dahl to throw the ball a little quicker than he wanted to, but nice defensive play by Holby.
Here comes Appley to punt, averaging a little over 34 yards a kick. High end-over-end kick. It's going to go out of bounds. Yep. They mark him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So Shippensburg will have this football for the second time here in the quarter, trailing 7-0 with 2:21 left to go in the quarter.
Yeah, that was off the Eppley's leg, as a shank to the right side. Decent field position for the Greyhounds.
Adam Hauser into the football game for the first time. He sets up as a wide receiver to the near side, and there are 3 men wide to the far side for the Hounds as they move right to left. Torres the lone setback. Carter Van Zyl from the gun steps and throws and completes it up the near far side to Nick Gustafson out about the 39-yard line. Trace Grimm coming up to make the stop. That's a 5-yard pickup on the play, second down and 5.
This time they're going to split Hauser to the far side.
And put the trips to the near side.
Number 33, Trace Grimm.
Gustafson from the gun. Steps back, has to elude some pressure, looks into the run the football. Now he turns it up the far sideline, and he's going to pick up the first down. Very wisely stepping out of bounds just past the first down marker out at the 44-yard line, and that'll move the chains for the Greyhounds and stop the clock with 1:38 left to go in the quarter.
Again, repeating myself, but you wouldn't have seen that last year. That was a great run by Van Zyl to get out of bounds after the first down.
Interesting how he looked inside, didn't see anything, and then he swung it to the outside and was able to pick up the first down very nicely. Freidinger comes to the near side along with Gustafson and Hickman. Hauser is wide to the far side, and this is a handoff to Torres, and he scoots across the 45 and out to the 49-yard line. Chase Dahl making the tackle, but that's a nice run by Torres and picks up 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, like that formation, again, what they've been using a lot, the 4 wide receivers and the quick handoff to Torres for a nice gain.
This time, Van Zyl will be under center. Torres will be the lone setback. 4 wide receivers set. Torres with the takeaway. And he's across midfield and into Eagle territory down at the 48-yard line. Dahl coming up to make the stop. He'll pick up 3, and it'll be third down and 2 for Shippensburg as we're under a minute left to go here in the quarter.
Torres 5'8", 168. He fights like he's 238 pounds. He is just refuses to go down.
Great observation. Hauser to the far side, trips to the near side. Torres the lone setback. This is Van Zyl on the quarterback keeper. He moves the pile forward, and let's see. It's close to first down yardage. They move the chains. 1st and 10, Shippensburg at the 45 of Bermudian Springs. Nice job by the Shippensburg offensive line.
Yeah, and that's a good call. Good call on 3rd and short.
Quick count. Yep. Quick snap.
For 53, Carter King in on the tackle.
Again, trips to the near side, and Hauser going wide to the far side. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Van Sock with the takeaway. Steps away from some pressure. Rolls to the far sideline. Now looks inside. Steps and throws. And it's in and off the hands of Kane Freidinger out at about the 38-yard line and incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as the quarter comes to a close. Carter King on the coverage. So we've played 12 at Bermudian Springs. It's the Eagles 7 and the Greyhounds nothing. Every day, the Shippensburg News Chronicle makes it their business to cover the local news, from breaking news to features, from local government to sports. The News Chronicle lives and breathes Shippensburg. In today's fast-paced world, there are many ways to stay informed and connected with the News Chronicle. The print edition, or the online website subscription, or the easy-to-read e-edition. To subscribe and select what fits your lifestyle, visit shipnc.com. Since 1844, the News Chronicle has been reporting on the people and the news of the Shippensburg area. Keep in touch today at shipnc.com, the Shippensburg News Chronicle. So a 76-yard scoring drive on the opening drive of the ball game for the Eagles, and they lead it 7-0. We're set for second quarter action, and my partner, Rob Ebersol.
Thank you, Scott. 2nd and 10 from the Eagles' 45-yard line, and Van Syok from the gun. Torres the lone setback. Back to pass, has some time. Now he's forced out of the pocket, still has some time. Throws downfield, intended for Gustafson, and he couldn't quite get him. He was open. Ryan Hart on the coverage, but just a little bit too far in the incomplete pass.
So he did a nice job, Rob, of working himself out of the pressure situation that he found himself in. Just couldn't make the connection.
Nope, just a tad shorter, and that would have maybe been a touchdown. 3rd down and 10. Gustafson to the far side and Freidinger to the near side. And from the gun is Carter Van Syok. And the draw play to Torres. Torres inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. Will bring up a 4th down and about 4. Carter King on the stop. So, partner, what do we do here? Looks like we're going to go for it from the 39-yard line of Bermudian Springs.
Yeah, this is Eric Faust all the way, Rob.
Yes, it is. Down 7-0. Need to gain the 4 yards for another first down. Hauser and Torres in the backfield. And there's 3 wide receivers in the pattern. Hickman in the slot to the far side.
And they're not going to get the playoff.
Well,
delay a game against the Hounds.
You know, obviously that should not happen, but it did. So now we'll see what Coach Faust decides to do. 4th and 9. I'd punt it, but I don't think he's going to.
Not sure that's in his playbook.
No, I don't. It is not. So let's see what happens. Just underway here in the second quarter. Glad you're with us here on SC Sportsnet. Van Sock back to pass. He rolls left. There's a swing pass out to left. Adam Hauser makes the first reception of the year. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's knocked down far short of the first down. Colt Byers finally brings him down. So Bermudian Springs holds, and they will have good field position at their own 42-yard line.
Well, I think if you're going to do that, you got to get the ball downfield.
Yep.
You can't throw it short. You got to throw it downfield.
Well,
you got to try to convert. You got to throw it past the down marker.
And I don't know how much time Carter had to make that happen. He did find Hauser. But the Eagles are in business, good field position. Just a minute into the second quarter. Chase Dahl from the gun. Man in motion. And Dahl will keep it. Gets up over the 45, maybe to the 46-yard line.
Chase Dull on the
Be
quarterback.
a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Ethan Stauffer with the tackle, and Evan Alleman. So the ball marked it to 46. Bermudian Springs man in motion that time. Thomas Bross, but Dahl decided to keep it himself and picks up 4. This time under center is Dahl, and it's Beal and Kerfman split behind him. And this is Beal right up the gut, and Beal breaks into the secondary into Shippensburg territory, and he'll have the first down. Nice run by Beal. Finally brought down by Christian Bortz, but Beal, a little burst of speed after he got into the secondary, and it's inside Shippensburg territory, the 44-yard line.
Well, Darren Beal was responsible for much of the offense in that opening drive by the Eagles, and continues to run well here.
So this time Chase Wood is split to the near side. Backs are split once again. In motion is Kerfman, and Dahl will try to pass. Being pressured, still has some time. Now he's running, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and gain a couple of yards before Eddie Ocker brings him down. Good defense by Shippensburg as Dahl couldn't find anybody open. He gets a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Shippensburg kept coming with more pressure and more pressure. They did a nice job that time defensively.
Jared Beachy reports into the Eagles offense. And Dahl from the shotgun. Beal the lone setback. Kerfman in motion, and Kerfman gets the ball. Tries to find some blockers, but good defense by the Greyhounds, and he may lose a yard or two. James Monahan leading the way for Shippensburg. And it'll be back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Yeah, Monahan did a great job pursuing laterally that time and didn't allow Kerfman to turn the corner at all.
Ball marked at the 44. 8:20 remaining here until half.
Monahan 6'4", Rob, 205 for the Greyhounds.
So let's see what the Eagles have in store here on 3rd and 10. Dahl's under center. Takes the handoff, and he'll pass. A blitz going on, and he throws the ball out to the left side. That was Beal, but he's tackled immediately by Eddie Ocker. And I believe that was Colby Tracy with the pressure on Dahl, and he had to flip it out to his running back, but a big loss into their own territory at the 45-yard line.
About 11-yard loss on that play, Rob. Nice defense again by Shippensburg.
Zeppeli will kick it away. And I believe that's Sherrow. And a timeout is called by Bermudian Springs, and we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Your complete quality satisfaction is unconditionally guaranteed. That's the backbone that New Life Painting of Shippensburg has built their business on since 1998. New Life Painting has been providing Central Pennsylvania residential and commercial painting at its best. Keith and Chris Carroll welcome the opportunity to discuss your next painting project with a free on-the-spot estimate, and your satisfaction is the center of their quality work. Give them a call at 423-5577, and you'll soon learn what satisfaction and guaranteed is all about.
So Bermudian Springs takes their second timeout of the first half, and we'll try it again. And Christian Melendez is back for the Greyhounds, a sophomore. And Eppley will punt it away from his own 32s where he's standing. And here's a high end-over-end kick, and Melendez lets it bounce at the 20, and he's going to pick it up at the 12 and gets outside to the 20, 27-yard line before he's brought down by Trace Grimm. And Melendez, it was the last minute he got the bounce and did a decent job returning the ball to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was a real gutsy pickup on that punt. That could have been a lot of trouble for the Greyhounds.
Looked like he waited too long to pick it up, but it worked. Make it a 28-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds, trailing by 7. Torres and Hauser in the backfield. Van Syok pitches the ball to Hauser. Hauser left side. Hauser breaks some tackles up over the 35, close to the first down before he is brought down by Colt Byers. Let's see where the ball's marked. Also Ryan Kerfman. And that's going to be a first down. So Adam Hauser's first carry of the game, and he gets the first down up to the 38-yard line.
Nice blocking out in front of Hauser as well, but once the red-shirted Eagles latched on, Hauser continued to turn those feet and pick up that first down.
And this is Hauser to the right side, has some blocking. 40, turns the corner, 45 out of bounds, close to another first down. Ryan Hart knocks Hauser out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to mark it, and it's another first down. So back-to-back runs for Adam Hauser. And as I said before the game started, if he's healthy, that is definitely changes this Shippensburg offense.
Well, the old Packers and Lombardi, sweep it left and sweep it right.
So 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And this is Torres. Torres tries to get outside, and he may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage before Billy Novak brings him down. And I heard J.D. whisper this would be a good time for Philip Torres up the middle, and that's what they called, but no gain, so 2nd down and 10.
Didn't get the blocking they needed up the middle that time.
No. Second down and 10. Van Syok pitches it to Hauser. Hauser into Bermudian Springs territory, fights over the 45 to the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short. Chase Wood drags down Hauser, but another burst of speed, this time over the right side. And it's 3rd down and 2 for the Greyhounds. Let's hope that ankle holds up here as Hauser has run the ball 3 out of the last 4 times, all for good yardage. Jacob Loy in the ball game. And this is Torres up the middle. 1st down and more. Torres over the 35, close to the 30-yard line. Darren Beal finally brings him down. There was that quick opening that Shippensburg likes to run, and Torres bursts ahead for the first down.
Yeah, nice job by the offensive line. Big hole for Torres to run through. Move those chains for the Greyhounds.
32-yard line of Bermudian Springs. Shippensburg starts 1st and 10. Time for a pass here, partner.
I was just going to say the same thing.
But nope. Torres breaks into the secondary again. He's going to have another first down inside the 20-yard line. 1st down, Shippensburg. Brought down by Kevin Butler. Ball marked inside the 20, make it to 19, and it's 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds once again. And a whistle, and Shippensburg calls a timeout. It looked like Bermudian Springs had too many men on the field, but Shippensburg, what's going on? Timeout, Shippensburg.
Nope. Now it's timeout, Eagles, yep.
Okay, I thought so because it looked like they had too many men in the field, and they had to call a timeout because the extra player couldn't get off in time. So that's the final timeout for the Eagles in the first half with 4:44 remaining.
Interesting, Rob, how the first couple of weeks when we didn't have the running game the first week against Dover and then a little bit better last week against Chambersburg, but Bermudian Springs was ready here in this first half for the Shippensburg passing game, and all of a sudden when the running game has become very effective on this drive, we've got Bermudian Spring back on their heels, and they've got to take a timeout to slow the Shippensburg offense down.
And Torres and Hauser, a good 1-2 punch last year in Shippensburg, successful run to the playoffs, and it's good to see both of them running well here tonight. So we'll set up 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds, and under center is Van Syok once again, and this is a pitch to Hauser over the right side. He cuts it inside into the 10-5, touchdown, Adam Hauser. Basically untouched into the end zone, a 19-yard run, and it's 7-6 Bermudian Springs.
Yeah, right off of right tackle. And once he turned the corner, he turned on that speed and scampered in from 20 yards out for the score.
So Sterling Shetter will attempt the extra point, senior kicker. And Carter Van Syok. Now they're going to pretend like they're going to run the ball, and Carter Van Syok is going to run, and he's not going to get there. They spread the lineman out, and a snap
ran right into the center.
Yeah. And the point extra is no good, so it's 4:37 remaining until half. It's 7-6 Eagles.
You have auto insurance because, let's face it, stuff happens. And then you feel punished with a rate hike after filing a claim? Erie Rate Lock changes all that. With Rate Lock from Erie Insurance, your low rate stays great until you change cars, drivers, or your address. Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Rate lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. Insured must meet necessary underwriting guidelines. Premium may change if you make policy changes. Not all products are offered in all states. Patent pending.
Seven plays, 72-yard scoring drive for the Greyhounds. Hauser finishes it off, 19-yard run, and we were scolded once again by JD, saying how many years we've been doing this, and how many times has Coach Fowles done that, and that's true. He likes that play, and he tried it again.
I'd like to see the percentage of the success on that play.
Beal is back deep, and a squib kick. And it's taken about the 36-yard line, and one of the upbacks falls on it. I believe that was Chase Wood. But the Eagles will have decent field position to start this offensive possession at their own 36-yard line.
4:35 left to go in the half. No timeouts for the Eagles. Really nice evening for football.
Yeah,
we didn't
beautiful.
mention that at the top of the broadcast, but no wind. Maybe a little more humid than we like this time of the year, but we'll take these nights.
The whole weekend's supposed to be like this, nice and a little humid, but nice weather. So, Bermudian Springs will start from the gun. Chase Dahl and Beal the lone setback. In motion is Kerfman, and Deal will keep it himself, and Deal with a nice run right up the middle to about the 45-yard line. It'll be short of the first down by 2 yards as it's marked back at the 44-yard line. Zach Hutchison makes a tackle. Nice run on first down, 2nd down and 2 for the Eagles. Dahl has some quickness to him. Listed at 6'1", 217, and we mentioned only a sophomore. The two running backs, Beal and Kerfman, are seniors. So 2nd down and short for Bermudian Springs. And a whistle. And a dead ball. Illegal procedure called on the Eagles. Scott, since that opening drive, their offense really hasn't done a whole lot.
You're exactly right. Greyhound defense has really stepped up.
Clock resumes. 3:44 remaining until half. Ball back to the 36-yard line, and it's 2nd down and 7. Chase Wood to the near side, and the backs are split behind Dahl. And handoff. This is Beal right up the middle, and Beal gets those 5 yards back from the penalty and maybe one more before Eddie Ocker brings him down. So a nice run, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and a 2-yard left for the first down, just inside the 45-yard line. So Beal, another senior. And this time, Joe Raymond to the near side. 3rd down, they're calling it 1. And this is Beal, and I don't know if he got it. Maybe second effort he did. Let's see where the officials mark the ball. I guess he did fall forward for enough. No, let's see where they. No, now the referee signals a first down. Well, that was close. A nice run by Beal, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for Bermudian Springs at the 46-yard line. That was really close, but nice run, and they'll move the chains. .224 remaining. This time, Chase Dull will work from the shotgun. Empty backfield. In motion is Beal, and Dahl will run it. Dahl right up the middle. We have the first down and more. 40, 35, 33-yard line. Chase Dahl with a nice run. Christian Melendez finally drags him down from behind. But Dahl from the gun, and the quarterback keeper the whole way. And Bermudian Springs has it inside Shippensburg territory to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was planned all the way, Rob, because they had cleaned out the linebackers to cover the trips to the near side of the formation. And Dahl was just able to see that it was clean right up the middle and a lot of running room for the first down.
So the backs are split this time. Dahl under center. First down and 10. Long count. And Dahl back to pass. Throws it to the far side, and that's complete to Ryan Kerfman. Kerfman will move the chains once again. Ethan Stauffer on the coverage. Nice little rollout by Dahl, and he found Kerfman open. And Bermudian Springs will have it 1st and 10 at the Shippensburg 20.
One of the things as I was doing my homework for the game, Rob, looking at how balanced this Bermudian Springs offense is, and they very, very effectively run the football. But Dahl can throw the football very well, too.
Clock stopped at 1:33 remaining.
Eagles do not have a timeout.
An empty backfield once again with Dahl from the gun. And in motion, and this is Dahl. He'll take the ball. Dahl will have another first down, or close to the first down. Another nice run by Chase Dahl. Finally brought down by Eddie Ocker once again. And we have a timeout, an injured Greyhound on the turf. We didn't mention this either, is Bermudian Springs playing on artificial surface. Don't know, can't really see for sure what the number is, so we won't say anything until we can find out.
Well, the offensive line by the Eagles, Rob's doing a great job of cleaning out the linebackers and allowing Dahl to really just run at will on this drive.
Still can't really tell who the player is, but Chase Dahl has really done a good job this drive. Nice pass and a couple really nice runs, and Bermudian Springs has a good chance to add to their lead before the half. That is Nicholas Welts gets up, and he walks off the field underneath on his own power, which is great to see. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him. He'll go to the sideline, so it'll be first down and goal to goal from the 9. So Dahl again, empty backfield. Beal and Cushman to either side of him, and a whistle. And what's this going to be? think they're going to call that on
False start.
Bermudian Springs, a 5-yard false start penalty. That'll help the Greyhounds a little bit to be first and goal from the 14. Minute 29, plenty of time here for the Eagles, even though they don't have any timeouts. So the Eagles break the huddle. Empty backfield again. And a whistle, some penalty flags flying again. Now what? I think that's going to be on Shippensburg. Yep.
That's a illegal participation.
Illegal substitution.
Yep.
Shippensburg.
Okay. Looks like Kyler Brown is coming off the field, or was that Melendez? But too many men in the field, so now it's back to the 9-yard line. Dahl will run it right up the middle. He's hit, but gets about the 5-yard line before he's pushed back. It'll be second down and goal to goal. Austin Kozer making the stop. Clock running, a minute left, and Bermudian Springs hurrying up here to try to get this play called.
4-yard line.
Second and goal from the 4. Dahl under center, Beal behind him. Long count by the quarterback, and this is Beal over the right side, and Beal is tackled before he gets started. That's a great play. Austin Kozer, a great tackle. No gain, it looks like, and it'll be third down and goal.
And no hurry here with just 24 seconds left to go to get a play in and get it called.
I don't know if they realize, how can they not realize? My goodness, they 15, 16, 20 seconds off the clock. Dahl under center. Back to pass. Looks, being chased out of the pocket, and he's going to be tackled for a loss, and that is the end of the first half, a bizarre ending, but it remains Bermudian Springs 7, Shippensburg 6. We'll be back. Whoa.
Timmins Oil Incorporated of Orrstown has been proudly serving the local area for over 35 years with quality fuel oil, diesel fuel, and kerosene products at reasonable prices. The Timmins folks invite you to call now and arrange convenient fuel oil delivery for the upcoming heating season. Call Timmins Oil at 532-3740. That's 532-3740. Or stop in and say hello at 12901 Mountain Road in Orrstown. The Timmins family encourages all drivers to exercise extra caution on the roads now that the kids are back in school. Parents, remember to take the time to become involved in your children's school activities. And this fall and always, save a life. Please don't drink and drive. Remember, for extra convenient fuel oil delivery this winter, call Timmins Oil of Orrstown now at 532-3740. That's Timmins Oil at 532-3740. The Timmins family is proud to be part of our Cumberland and Franklin County communities. And go Greyhounds!
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend $1 gazillion on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Your complete quality satisfaction is unconditionally guaranteed. That's the backbone that New Life Painting of Shippensburg has built their business on since 1998. New Life Painting has been providing Central Pennsylvania residential and commercial painting at its best. Keith and Chris Carroll welcome the opportunity to discuss your next painting project with a free on-the-spot estimate, and your satisfaction is the center of their quality work. Give them a call at 423-5577, and you'll soon learn what satisfaction and guaranteed is all about.
Halftime in Bermudian Springs. SC Sportsnet coverage of Shippensburg Greyhound football. Bizarre ending to that first half, as I'm not sure that the Eagles on the field knew how much time was left on the clock, and they just were very nonchalant in trying to get a last play off when they had the ball down to the Shippensburg 4-yard line, and then things just kind of exploded on them there, and thank goodness for the Greyhounds, because that drive was shaping up by the Eagles like their first drive of the ball game. But anyhow, 7-6 as the teams head to the locker rooms here at halftime.
I even saw one of their players call a timeout after time had expired, and they didn't have any timeouts to take. And, again, that was not very good ball management for Bermudian Springs. But other than that last drive, as you mentioned, that was a nice drive. And got to give Chase Dull a lot of credit, the sophomore. And he was a returning letterman from last year. And he has a decent arm. He doesn't have to throw the ball a lot, but he's pretty accurate. Has two good running backs, obviously, but, boy, he can run himself also.
That he definitely can, and he churned up a lot of yardage on that last drive for the Eagles. Opening drive of the ball game covered 76 yards, and the Eagles put the first score on the board on a drive that was basically on the ground for the Eagles. And then Shippensburg sputtered on a couple of times out, and then finally managed to put 6 on the board in the second quarter, but could not convert on an attempt for a 2-point conversion.
Darren Beal was the player that scored for Bermudian Springs on a 3-yard run is after that 76-yard play, as Scott mentioned, and the kick was good. That was at the 6:02 mark of the first quarter, and Shippensburg comes back and scores with 4:37 remaining in the second, and Adam Hauser, who had a great drive that time running the ball for Shippensburg, finished it off with a 19-yard run. They missed the extra point as they ran for the 2 and didn't get it. That was a 72-yard scoring drive, and that was it, 7-6 at the half. Shippensburg at times offensively looked really good, and they certainly looked a lot better with Adam Hauser in the backfield.
I'm just going to say that as soon as Hauser came into the backfield, like we mentioned during that scoring drive by Shippensburg, is that the Bermudian, I think, was well schooled on what Shippensburg had done in the first 2 games. And then when Hauser came in and the offense changed up to a strictly running ball game, the Eagles were having a difficult time defending.
I'll be curious to hear from J.D. on how many passes Van Syok threw in the first half. Had some success, and he did a good job scrambling when he needed. But once again, the defensive team, the third week in a row, has done a good job putting pressure on Carter Van Syok.
Yeah, and it's the inexperienced offensive line. There's no doubt about that, Rob. We're beginning to see them mature a little bit, play a little bit more together, and that's going to be important. And it's going to be key, too, to the running game as well.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And, again, it's so nice to have that extra weapon, as we mentioned more than once. But we still need to see a little more consistency, obviously, on this offense. And, hey, Bermudian Springs has played a pretty good first half. They kept the Shippensburg defense off guard with some different plays, and the Shippensburg offense, until they get Hauser moving in the second half, had a little bit of difficulty. And J.D. Davidson joining me. And your thoughts of the first half, my friend?
Well, we've seen this so far in 2 ball games. The offensive line has not given Carter time in some of the games, and he's had to ad-lib back there. Tonight he's had to run twice and picked up big yardage on that. But against Dover and against Chambersburg, he was able to scramble in the pocket. Backside blocking was good, and he was able to find receivers downfield. Now tonight they just haven't given him any protection at all, and hasn't had any time to set up and really throw downfield to his receivers.
Nice to see Adam Hauser back.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the game, thinking, well, maybe Shippensburg should keep him out with the conference starting next week at Waynesboro. But he looks 100% healthy tonight, the way he's running. I mean, like Scott said, sweep left, sweep right, sweep left, sweep right. But then, he did a good job on the touchdown run. He cut it up inside early and then broke it outside, and I think he got a couple fingers on him on that touchdown run, but, he read his blocking well, cut it up, and it doesn't look like that ankle is a issue at the present time.
Yeah, it was interesting. When he first came into the ball game, he was used as a wide receiver for the first 4 or 5 plays, and I was thinking to myself, maybe that's what they're going to try to do tonight. Just maybe that'll keep his ankle a little more protected from getting re-injured. But then all of a sudden, he's in the backfield and he's running all over the place.
Yep, he was, and that opened it up for Torres. And the first time after those 2 runs, he tried to bounce it outside. Well, then once he kept it inside, he picked up some huge yards, and then that opened up the touchdown run for Hauser. So hopefully, if the running game stays the way it is in the progresses in the second half like this, that should open up the passing game for Shippensburg, and then it'll be more well balanced on offense. But Bermudian didn't stop the run. There's nothing wrong with running the ball down the football field. Bermudian Springs did that on their first drive and ran 6 minutes off the clock, and got that first score. After that, they wanted to work on their passing game a little bit, and that's what basically stalled them. They didn't they weren't hitting Beal up the middle like they were in that opening drive. They got back to the running game on that last drive, and then just unfortunately for them, they ran out of time, and they only lead 7-6 at halftime.
Yeah, I tell you have to give some credit to some good athletes on that Bermudian Springs offense. The quarterback does a nice job. He runs the offense very well, and he can run and he can throw the ball a little bit also.
Yeah, we've missed a few tackles on his runs. The last run down there, somebody went in and they dropped their head, and they flat out missed it. They kept their head up. They probably could have made the tackle and so forth. And I think he caught him off guard with their first run. So that's something they're going to have to key on in the second half, is they're going to have to make sure that they'll let him get too loose in the secondary.
Okay, JD, Chamberlain's Pest Control halftime stats.
Okay, for the visiting Greyhounds, 16 rushes, 105 yards. Hauser, 4 for 48. Torres, 7 for 41. Van Syok, 4 for 18. Like I said, Carter hasn't had a whole lot of time to pass tonight. 2 for 4, no interceptions for 7 yards. Gustafson, 1 catch for 5. 1 catch for 2 yards for Hauser. 112 yards of total offense for Shippensburg, and 7 first downs. For Bermudian Springs, 23 for 120 in the ball game. Beal, 10 for 62. Kerfman, 5 for 15. And Dahl, 8 for 43. Passing, Dahl, 4 for 5, but he was only good for 8 yards. Kerfman, 1 catch for 12 yards to lead the Eagles. 128 yards of total offense. 9 first downs for Bermudian Springs. On the defensive side of the ball, it's not good when Austin Kosher, has 6 tackles to lead the defense. Others, Monahan 4, Welts 4, Auker 4, and Stauffer 3. So after that first drive, I thought the defense played real well in the first half, Rob, up until that last drive. But when they needed a big play there right before halftime, then they got the sack, and the quarter ended as Gabe Long got sacked Dahl there for about a 7-yard loss then end that first half.
Yeah, it certainly didn't hurt the Shippensburg cause, as Bermudian Springs offense was very confused, we'll say, here in the last minute of the half, and some penalties that hurt their cause a little bit also. So thank you, sir, and we'll be back for some more halftime talk after this.
Timmins Oil Incorporated of Orrstown has been proudly serving the local area for over 35 years with quality fuel oil, diesel fuel, and kerosene products at reasonable prices. The Timmins folks invite you to call now and arrange convenient fuel oil delivery for the upcoming heating season. Call Timmins Oil at 532-3740. That's 532-3740. Or stop in and say hello at 12901 Mountain Road in Orrstown. The Timmins family encourages all drivers to exercise extra caution on the roads now that the kids are back in school. Parents, remember to take the time to become involved in your children's school activities. And this fall and always, save a life. Please don't drink and drive. Remember, for extra convenient fuel oil delivery this winter, call Timmins Oil of Orrstown now at 532-3740. That's Timmins Oil at 532-3740. The Timmins family is proud to be part of our Cumberland and Franklin County communities. And go Greyhounds!
I have breaking news, Scott.
Breaking news.
Yes, JD and I both agree that they need to score in the second half tonight to win this ball game.
That's breaking news.
That's breaking news.
It really is.
Well, they're down by 1, so they better do something.
It's not fake news. That's for
no,
sure.
It's breaking. Yeah. Breaking news. We're always trying to bring some cutting edge news to this broadcast.
So Shippensburg with the, I can't say lackadaisical, but unenthusiastic performance last week against Chambersburg, even though they're 2-0 on the season, and when you beat Chambersburg anytime, I think that's a good victory. Dropped a couple of spots in that mid-state ranking that the Penn Live folks, and they say basically because it was Shippensburg's inability to score in the second half again in 2 weeks in a row.
That's what it says.
But they're still in the top 12.
Yes, they are, and they're still ranked teams to watch in the state high school rankings, the Patriot News state high school rankings. I'll just go over through the top 12 real quick. Harrisburg, who is looking more and more like a college team than a high school team. There's 1, State College 2, Manheim Township 3, Berks Catholic 4, Manheim Central 5, Cumberland Valley 6. Cumberland Valley's having a really good start to the year. Middletown 7, Bishop McDevitt 8, Cocalico 9, Central Dauphin 10, Shippensburg 11, and Wilson 12. And just real quick, the top 5 in the state, according to the Patriot News, Cathedral Prep at 3-0, Houghton Charter, Berks Catholic, Thomas Jefferson, and Bethlehem Catholic round out the top 5. And Harrisburg in the 5A category is ranked 2nd in the state behind Archbishop Wood. So second half, Scott, I mean, it's really not anything that we don't already know. It's just pretty much just getting this offense on track and keep it on track for a half. They just good to see Adam Hauser. We talked about that more than once. And Carter Van Sock, their kids are back out in the field, and he's over finding all his offensive mates and giving them a handshake and try to get them ready for the second half. But, hey, let's just execute, and they'll be all right. Bermudian Springs is not a bad ball club, but Shippensburg should be able to put some points on in the second half and win this ball game.
Well, I think you got to give Bermudian Springs a lot of credit in the first half, Rob. I think defensively they took Shippensburg right out of their game, and if Adam Hauser would not have been healthy, I think maybe the score here at halftime would have been a little bit differently, but Carter Van Syok, only completed 2 out of 4 in the first half. They put a lot of pressure on him. They went after the Shippensburg offensive line, one of the weaknesses of this Greyhound squad. So it will be interesting to see what Coach Eric Faust and his assistants change up here in the second half.
It was interesting, one of the stats that J.D. mentioned, total yards in the first half, 128 to 112, which was very close. And it's interesting, Shippensburg has 500 before, and coming into this game, 560 total yards, and they've given up 547 yards. So that's pretty close. So obviously, with this, it's about even in the first 2.5 games as far as total yards gained and total yards given up. And that's obviously a statistic you want to win.
Absolutely. Absolutely you do. Both teams back out on the field here. Nice Shippensburg crowd, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, coming east down into York County tonight. Nice performance for the Shippensburg High School Marching Band again. 138 strong this year, and every bit putting on a tremendous performance for this home opener here at Bermudian Springs. Next week we head to Waynesboro. And then the following week, we have a Thursday night special for you.
Yeah, that should be a very interesting contest. It is a Thursday at 6 o'clock, and we'll be on the air about 45 minutes before or 15 minutes before the game. And don't know much about the team from New Jersey, and we'll hopefully have some more information to pass along next week. And the week before the game, I know they were a state champion last year in Jersey, so it should be interesting. It's Riverdale, right? They're Riverdale, or Del River.
Del River.
Del River. So, but they had to find somebody to play since James Buchanan no longer in the conference. So they went to New Jersey and found a pretty tough opponent. So that'll be interesting to watch that game in 2 weeks.
Teams finishing up their prelims here for the second half.
And Shippensburg's ready to go. They're going out into the field already. And Bermudian Springs is still stretching.
Shippensburg's going to get the ball here to start this third quarter. And I think it would be nice to see they just march right down the football field.
Sure would be. Sure would be. Now the referee is letting Bermudian Springs, and now they're going to get a couple more minutes or not?
Yes, I think the referee just signaled 3 more minutes on the clock. So,
but now the team was doing some. They're still doing some. Now it's going. Yeah, we have 3 minutes to go, so a little more to talk about here. And it's interesting how sometimes they do that. Last week, where they had the kids back out in a hurry. I don't know.
Yeah, and they actually had an extended halftime, I think, last week with the Hall of Fame introduction.
And it still was out early. But Shippensburg is remaining on the field. They're ready to go.
They're ready to go. Sending a message. And that referee's going to give the allotted time, although I don't think they're going to take all 3 minutes here to get this thing going.
No, they're out in the field now. So Alex Sherrill will back deep to receive the kick from Noah Eppley. And looking forward to a good second half here from Bermudian Springs High School.
Second half kickoff brought to you by Timmons Oil Company of Orrstown.
Okay, there's the official whistle. We have a score at halftime, Gettysburg 14, Waynesboro 13. There's a kick. High end over end kick taken by Sharrow, and Sharrow is knocked down by Brown, and he goes down immediately at the 19-yard line.
Number 20.
Yes.
That was not exactly how they wanted to start the first or the second half. Little confusion in the kickoff return. So Greyhounds will set up shop. First down and 10. Hauser and Torres split behind Carter Van Syok. And this is Van Syok to Hauser, and Hauser breaks into the secondary. Hauser 40, 50, 45, 40, drugged down from behind by Kerfman. And a great run by Hauser, a penalty flag, and JD says it's a face mask, personal foul face mask against Bermudian Springs, so that'll add on to that great run by Adam Hauser.
That was about the only way Kerfman was going to stop Hauser. He had a better angle on him, and I was surprised at how quickly he closed on Adam Hauser. But he grabbed the face mask and pulling him down.
So that
if that ankle hurts, he didn't show it in that run.
No, he got around the right side, turned on the burners, and he was gone. After the penalty, it'll be all the way down to the 25-yard line of Bermudian Springs, and this time Hauser is flanked to the near side, and here's the handoff to Sharrow. Sharrow with a nice run. Sharrow in motion, gets it around the 20-yard line before Trace Grimm brings him down. So Sharrow moves the ball to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and about 6.
Just interesting how quickly Shippensburg's offensive game plan has changed in this ball game.
Hauser behind Van Syok this time, and Torres also. And here's Hauser again. Hauser cuts up the middle, and that time no running room for Hauser. No Eppley on the stop. Maybe a yard gain. It'll be third down and 6. Ball marked at the 20-yard line. So that's the first time that positive yardage for Hauser. So third down for the Greyhounds. Frodinger to the near side. Gustafson to the far side from the gun. Van Syok right down the middle. It's complete for the first down, and it is Edom Stouther, and he pushes into the end zone, and they're not going to give it to him. I think it's going to be forward progress is stopped. Let's see. I do not see. They're going to say first down and goal, and they're not going to give him the touchdown. Stauffer fought ahead, but short of the goal line. First and goal in a hurry-up offense for the Greyhounds. Van Syok, quarterback keeper, into the end zone for the touchdown. Carter Van Syok, a 1-yard run, and Shippensburg scores their first points of the second half this year, and they have a chance to tie or go ahead. No, they are ahead, 12-7. They gave the points to Bermudian Springs there. I got confused. So let's see what they're going to do. It looks like and a whistle and a timeout taken by the Greyhounds for an extra point. That's unbelievable. That's something that we might be talking about towards the end of the game, as they have to take a timeout for the extra point. Staying here. We'll be right back.
Advantage ChemDry understands that your pets are an important part of your family. But what happens when they cause messes? We have a revolutionary pet urine removal treatment that's specially formulated to eliminate urine odors. We offer full evaluations, including treating your subfloor, carpet, padding, and new flooring replacement. Stop being embarrassed by your pet's accidents and call me, Ashley, at 717-532-8676. Or visit us online at AdvantageChemDry.com. Get $20 off your pet urine removal treatment.
Well, JD and Scott were having a good discussion here during the timeout, and coming out of the second half, and you score, and you should go for the 2 right away, because that way you can make it a 7-point game, and that's what they're going to do now, but they had to take a timeout to figure that out. And there's the pitch to Hauser over the left side. It gets a block from Torres, and Hauser is not going to get into the end zone. Torres ahead of Hauser, but stopped nicely by Kerfman, and it's 12-7. Shippensburg does take the lead after that 5-play, 81-yard scoring drive.
Premier Events West Orange Street in Shippensburg is the place to go for excellent upscale food and service in the Shippensburg area. Premier Events is a premier banquet and special events facility that offers catering for all occasions in their beautiful chandelier-lit banquet room. All their delicious food is freshly prepared and can be served on or off-site at your chosen location. Call them today at 532-2279 to book your party and let your next event be a premier event.
Colt Byers, Darren Beal, and Ryan Kerfman back deep, waiting the Shedder kick. Another line drive kick, bounces and taken at the 20 by Byers. Byers spins over the 25 to the 28-yard line before Josh Connor brings him down. So Bermudian Springs will start this possession at their own 28-yard line.
Well, now it's up to the Shippensburg defense. The inability of Shippensburg to pick up extra points or 2 points on both of their scores here to put them at a little bit of disadvantage, 12-7.
So Dull under center to start first down. And this is Cushman. I'm sorry. Cushman gets it over a couple of yards before Bortz makes the stop. So Kerfman gets 2. It'll be second down and 8.
A lot of pressure on the Shippensburg linebackers here to get some big stops on this drive early for the Shippensburg defense.
Dull under center. Second down and 8. And fake and a pass down the middle of the field, and is intended for Colt Byers. Double coverage by Shippensburg. Christian Melendez and Dante Latruglio. Ball was a little high, but nice defensive pressure by the defensive backs, and it'll be third down and 8.
Just sailed a little bit on Dahl that time. Threw into double coverage, which took a lot of guts.
Nice arm by Dahl. He threw that ball downfield pretty
He
far.
Really did. That's a nice observation.
9:23 remaining in the third. Third down and 8. And Dahl will roll back to his right to pass, throws it to the right side, and is caught on the far sideline. Now incomplete, intended for Colt Byers, but Byers couldn't haul it down. Melendez on the coverage, so that'll bring up a 4th down and a 3-and-out for Bermudian Springs.
Yeah, that was going to be a terrific catch if he was going to be able to hang on to that football, but could not. And nice coverage by Melendez to break it up.
So back deep for Shippensburg is Melendez. Nepali stands at his own 18 to take the snap and a whistle.
Yeah, it's going to cost Shippensburg 5, I believe.
And it'll be 5-yard offside on Greyhounds, I think. Yep. So again, I'm not quite sure why that has to happen when you have them at 4th and 8, but now it'll be 4th and 3, and of course the Eagles will still punt it away.
5-yard penalty. 4th down, 3 yards to go.
And Melendez, the sophomore, 5'11", 170, standing back at his own 30-yard line. High, wobbly punt. Melendez in the 29. Melendez looking for some blocking. 35, 40, 43-yard line. Nice return by Christian Melendez, and Shippensburg will have good field position to start this drive. Tyler Sims finally brings Melendez down. 1st and 10 Greyhounds at their own 43.
Yeah, I like to see that. Shippensburg over the last few years has had a little trouble returning punts. And Melendez showed a lot of intestinal fortitude there, Rob. He put his head down and picked up an additional 3 or 4 yards on that return.
Freidinger and Gustafson. The wide receivers, Colbin there. And this is a pitch to Kyler Brown, and Brown, late flag comes in. Brown brought down about the 48-yard line. It's going to be against Shippensburg. Holding on the Greyhounds.
Inside handoff that time to Brown, and a little bit of advantage taking place at the point of contact in the offensive line by the Greyhounds, and that's going to cost him 10.
From the spot of the foul, so that moves the ball back to the 33-yard line. So it's first down. 21 yards to go. Brown remains in the lineup. Slot to the right. This is Hauser right up the middle. And Hauser stopped after a gain of maybe 2. Steve Wallen on the carry. So the last couple carries, Scott, it's been Hauser up the middle, is not trying to bounce it outside, and not a lot of luck on those inside runs.
Well, here's a big 2nd down call for Shippensburg here in the early in the second half.
2nd down and 21 from the 34-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side, and Hauser split far to the left. And Van Syk back to pass. He rolls right, has time, throws down, and it is caught by Gustafson over the 40 to the 43-yard line. Darren Beal on the tackle, but nice throw, nice catch. And Shippensburg has it back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
That's a way to pick up 11. Little throw underneath. Safe pass for Carter Van Syk.
And Van Syk had the time to find the open receiver. 3rd down and 10. Back to pass is Van Syk. Penalty flag down. Van Syk scrambling around, throws, and gets it to Adam Hauser. And it's going to be close to the 1st down. Let's see what the penalty flag's all about. I believe it's enough for the 1st down.
Number 16, Carter Van Zyl.
Chase Wood on the coverage.
There's a flag on the field.
12 men on the field on Bermudian Springs is JD's call. And that he's going to have the first down anyhow. The officials are still huddling, but I guess they're trying to figure out where the ball's going to be spotted, I think.
Well, the ball is resting at the 47-yard line of Bermudian Springs.
So that's the first down.
And I'm not sure this isn't a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, okay. Well, really?
Yeah, because it during the play, and they still have 12 men on the field, but they're still trying to figure this out.
Well, that's only a 5-yard penalty, though, right?
Well, it looks like they picked up the first down.
Yeah, that's. Well, now it's going to be added on after the.
Yep, that's illegal participation. That's 15 yards.
Oh.
Against the Eagles.
I've only been doing this 51 years.
I know. Sometimes I forget. I'm thinking pros, it's only 5 yards. So anyhow, Shippensburg with the break and great field position at the 32-yard line of the Eagles. First down and 10. Torres a lone setback. And fake to him. Pass to the left side. And this is Sharrow. And Sharrow runs forward over the 25-yard line of Bermudian Springs. He'll be close to another first down. Ryan Hart finally brings him down. Nice quick pass to the left side, and Sharrow had some blocking. Gain of 8, second down 2.
Nice little pass play. Some blockers out on front.
So Hauser.
Guess you could call that a screen.
Yeah, I guess. Same formation, this time to the near side, and Hauser to the far side. And this is Torres right up the middle, and he'll move the chains about the 21-yard line.
With the carry.
Brought down by Steve Wallen.
Number 60.
So Shippensburg, a nice little drive going here in the third quarter with 6:21 remaining.
Yeah, after the nice punt return, Shippensburg on the move here.
And Hauser back in the backfield, split with Torres. And this is Torres over the right side, and Torres puts his head down and falls forward to about the 15-yard line. Trace Grimm with the stop. But a nice gain of 6, second down and 4 for Shippensburg. Torres just put his helmet down. And nice run.
Second down, 4 yards to go.
So once again, Van Syok under center. And this is Torres over the left side, and Torres falls forward close to the first down. They're going to call him a yard or so short. Trace Grimm once again on the stop for Bermudian Springs. That'll make it third down and 2.
And number 83, Noah Epley.
Now we'll see what the offensive line can do here, Rob, on a third and short play for the Greyhounds. Don't think you need to get too fancy down here, do you?
No, I don't believe so. Probably 2 downs to get that first down if you decide not to kick the field goal. And they're going to give the ball to Hauser over the right side, and he had no running room at all. Trace Grimm with another tackle. So Shippensburg is going to lose some yards now, and it's going to be back to the 18-yard line. It'll be fourth down and 7. So changes strategies here now is
7 yards to go.
Almost think you have to throw the ball here on 4th and 7. And Van Syok will operate from the shotgun with his 2 running backs with him in the backfield. Van Syok has some time. Throws the ball down the middle of the field, and it is caught. Ethan Stauffer for the first down. Kevin Butler drags down Stauffer after the catch, and it's going to be first down and goal to go for Shippensburg.
And the only place he could throw that football was right to the belt of the intended receiver, and Carter Van Syok did with a little bit of zip on it and picked up the first down. Nice play.
Once again from the gun on 1st and goal. Van Syok back to pass again. He's being pressured, throws the ball into the end zone. Stauffer, the intended target, little high and thrown really hard. Incomplete. Darren Beal on the coverage. And it's 2nd down and goal to goal.
Well, if you're going to throw it into that many red shirts, you better make sure that you either get the reception or throw it hard enough that it can't be caught. For the interception, that's for sure.
3:57 remaining in the 3rd. Carter under center. 2nd and goal. This is Hauser over the left side. Hauser cuts it in, and Adam Hauser in. No signal yet. And they're going to call him short inside the 1-yard line. 3rd down and goal to go, and Van Syok is hurrying his team up to the line of scrimmage, trying to get the team settled so they can snap the ball real quickly. 3rd down and goal to goal. Van Syok, quarterback keeper. Touchdown, Shippensburg. Carter Van Syok, his 2nd touchdown of this quarter, and Shippensburg ups their lead to 18-7.
Oh, nice drive by the Shippensburg Greyhounds. They really mixed it up well that time, and it took advantage of one big penalty. They've kind of taken control of this football game here in this 3rd quarter.
Certainly have. Sterling Shetter will attempt the point after. Kick is up, and kick is good. 3:26 remaining here in the 3rd. Shippensburg increases their lead to 19-7. We'll be right back.
For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Kathy's Deli, West King Street in Shippensburg is the place. Delicious breakfast selections, and for lunch and dinner, create your own sandwiches, hoagies, wraps, or salads. 3 hot soups as well as a hot meal special are available every day. Plus, Kathy's fresh baked goods and delicious dessert specials are the best. Voted #1 since 2004. Enjoy wonderful hometown atmosphere, delicious food, and friendly service at Kathy's Deli, West King Street, Shippensburg. Your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner should be at Kathy's Deli.
Is a Federated Car Care Center.
12 play, 67-yard scoring drive. Van Syok with the quarterback keeper. Now, Shetter will kick it off to Beal, Kerfman, and Colt Byers. So the crowd a little quiet here tonight. There's another short kick, and it bounces past one of the up guys and pound back to another guy, and finally Byers falls on it inside the 25-yard line, and that's where Bermudian Springs will start their possession, and that was a little dangerous there, Scott. That could have been a turnover. That ball bounced for a while.
I'm not sure that wasn't touched by one of the up men as well. And the only thing that the Eagles could do was scramble to fall on it. It's a loose football.
So let's see what the Bermudian Springs offense does here, trailing by 12 points. John Defoe, the head coach, and it's all under center here, 1st down and 10. Backs are split, and back to pass is Dahl. Having some pressure, throws the ball downfield, and this is almost caught by Colt Byers, and he drops it. Incomplete pass, Nick Welts on the coverage, but that would have been a long gain, but Byers couldn't hang on.
Yeah, Colt Byers wanted to run with that football before he caught it, I believe, Rob, and also heard some defensive footsteps as well.
Yeah, that's true. So incomplete pass, 3 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. And the Eagles break the huddle. Empty backfield once again. Dahl from the gun. Man in motion. And this is Beal.
There's a
over
hole.
left side.
Jeez,
Beal fights forward to about the 28-yard line. Be a third down for Bermudian Springs. Naz Minor, that's the first time we've called his name this evening. Be third down and about 4 for the Eagles.
A huge hold by one of the people leading the way for all that time. Did not draw a flag.
Almost 3 quarters for you to say something about the officiating. That's pretty good for you. It was a hold, though. Third and they're calling it 5. Dahl under center. Back to pass.
Plenty of
has
time.
some
Look
time.
at the time.
Still
Look at
has
the time.
Throws downfield, and it is intercepted by Austin Kozer. That was quite a great play by Kozer. The ball was underthrown, that he recognized that and was waiting for that pass to come down, and he comes up with the interception. Nice play.
He put himself in a position between the football and the intended receiver and out-jumped the receiver for the INT.
So the Greyhounds back on offense. And they'll start with Van Syok under center, and Hauser and Torres split. And this is Hauser on the draw play. Adam Hauser breaks into the secondary. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Adam Hauser is going to score. Adam Hauser, 68 yards for the touchdown. And Shippensburg adds 6 more points.
Just
wow.
A completely dominating performance by Shippensburg here in the third quarter. And what a run by Adam Hauser. Injured early in the ball game against Dover, sat out last week, did not play most of the first quarter, and then with a few huge runs in the second quarter, and then that big 68-yarder to put 6 more points on the board for the Hounds.
Shetter, extra point, is good. 2:04 remaining in the third. It's 26-7, Shippensburg.
You have auto insurance because, let's face it, stuff happens. And then you feel punished with a rate hike after filing a claim? Erie Rate Lock changes all that. With Rate Lock from Erie Insurance, your low rate stays great until you change cars, drivers, or your address. Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. Insured must meet necessary underwriting guidelines. Premium may change if you make policy changes. Not all products are offered in all states. Patent pending.
We almost thought, Rob, that Hauser was stopped just past the line of scrimmage, and then a little bit of burst of energy, and he just cut her loose down the far sideline for that 68-yard scamper.
A little bit of a delay play, a little draw play, and boom. Some stats from J.D. Hauser for the game, 10 carries, 158 yards. Second half, 6 carries, 110 yards. Not a bad.
We're not finished in the third quarter yet.
There's a kickoff. Again, a short kick taken by one of the up men. Carries it up over the 40 to the 43-yard line. Tommen Bross was the receiver. So Bermudian Springs, down by 19 points, has pretty good field position to start this drive.
1:58 left to go in the quarter. Completely dominated by the Shippensburg Greyhounds. Found themselves down 7-6 at halftime, but they've taken charge here in this second half.
So Dahl from the shotgun to start on 1st and 10. In motion, quarterback keeper. Dahl moves ahead over the 45, close to the 47, 48-yard line. Monahan on the stop. Ball marked at the 49-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Eagles.
Well, Dahl's been an extremely effective running quarterback. Second leading rusher coming into the ball game for Bermudian Springs. And he's tacked on a lot of yardage here in this ball game so far.
Under center this time, second and short. Long count. And this is Beal, and Beal will have the first down and more inside Shippensburg territory. Welts on the stop, but that will move the chains. And Bermudian Springs is at the Shippensburg 43-yard line.
Well, Beal drug Welts for about 6 yards on that carry.
Minute to go here in the third quarter. First and 10. Backs are split this time behind Dahl. And this is Beal, and Beal takes the quick handoff, and he's going to have another first down inside the Shippensburg 35-yard line. Eddie Ocker finally brings him down. Nice run. And Bermudian Springs with 2 back-to-back first downs.
Another nice job by the Eagle offensive line. Just pushing Shippensburg's defense off the ball.
Quick hitting, too. Beal's getting that ball, and he's over that line of scrimmage in a hurry. And a whistle and a timeout by Shippensburg with 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Your complete quality satisfaction is unconditionally guaranteed. That's the backbone that New Life Painting of Shippensburg has built their business on since 1998. New Life Painting has been providing Central Pennsylvania residential and commercial painting at its best. Keith and Chris Carroll welcome the opportunity to discuss your next painting project with a free on-the-spot estimate, and your satisfaction is the center of their quality work. Give them a call at 423-5577, and you'll soon learn what satisfaction and guaranteed is all about.
Well, Shippensburg takes their second time out of the second half. And it'll be first and 10 Eagles at the Greyhound 32-yard line. Shippensburg with 20 points here in the third quarter. Dahl under center and first down. Long count. Back to pass. Has time. Looks downfield into the end zone. A little push off, and the ball is knocked away. We got flags all over the place, and I believe that's going to be defensive interference, even though Chase Wood pushed off at first. But double coverage by the Greyhounds, and it's going to be a pass interference call against Shippensburg. Ball hung up in the air a long time, and they're called for the penalty. So we'll see where that ball will be spotted. Inside the Shippensburg 20 to the 17-yard line.
Got the ball at the 17-yard line. After that 15-yard infraction. And what we have is
that the right spot there, buddy? Is that the right call? No? Okay. First down and 10 for Dahl and the Eagles. And this is Beal. Breaks off one tackle, and he falls forward to the 15-yard line. Nice run, second effort by Beal.
For 24, Darren Beal with a carry.
Eddie Ocker on the stop. Ball marked inside the 15-yard line.
Second down, 7 yards to go.
Second down and 7. They're not going to get another playoff here, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Shippensburg 26, Bermudian Springs 7.
Advantage Chem Dry has been locally owned and operated for over 20 years. We are your one-stop shop for all your flooring needs. Check out our virtual showroom at AdvantageFlooringPA.com. We carry the latest selection of hardwood, ceramic, carpet, vinyl, laminate, and LVT flooring. If you want all your carpet and flooring solutions in one convenient location, look no further. Our quality is guaranteed. Call me, Ashley, at Advantage Flooring, 532-9977 to set up a free in-home estimate.
So quite an exciting third quarter for the Shippensburg Greyhounds. And let's see what happens in the fourth. Play-by-play, here's Scott Smith.
Thanks, Rob. 26-7 as we begin the final 12 from Bermudian Springs High School tonight on SE Sportsnet. Exciting third quarter, as Rob mentioned, for the Greyhounds. Completely took possession of this ball game, but as fiery as the Eagle offense is, Rob, I don't know that the 19-point lead is real comfortable for Shippensburg.
Good point, because Bermudian Springs is knocking on the door right now.
So Kerfman and Beal in the backfield behind Dahl under center. He puts the football into the hands of Kerfman, who goes into the left side of the line and crosses the line of scrimmage and gets down close to about the 13-yard line before Sterling Shetter and Nicholas Welts makes the tackle. It'll be second down and about 6 to go now for the Eagles. The ball at the 13. Shippensburg with a dominating third quarter. They have a slot to the near side with Beal, the lone setback. Dahl barking signals on third down and 4. He rolls to the near sideline, tosses the ball into the end zone, and it's out of the outstretched arms of Colt Byers. Incomplete, so it will be fourth down and 6 now for the Eagles. Ethan Stauffer on the coverage downfield and in the end zone. Clock is stopped, 11:07 left to go in the game.
Obviously, well, would you kick a field goal here?
They've not attempted a field goal on the season so far, but if they would do that, they would only be down by 2 scores.
Yeah, but they're going to go for it.
So it's fourth down and 6. This is a huge play early here in the fourth quarter for the Eagles. Kerfman and Beal in the backfield. Dahl with the takeaway. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the near sideline, steps and throws into the end zone, has a man open and just overthrows Thomas Bross. He threw into double coverage, led in there by Dante Latriglio. And also Eddie Ocker for Shippensburg, so the Greyhounds will take over on downs on a nice play by the Greyhound defense.
Yeah, and Dahl had some pressure on him too, as he was forced to throw the ball a little earlier than maybe he wanted to, but threw it into double coverage, as you mentioned, so that was a good defense.
Hounds take over with the ball just shy of their 14-yard line. Gustafson comes wide to the near side. Backs are split behind Van Syok under center. Torres and Hauser are back there. They fake a handoff to Hauser, and then they turn the ball inside to Alex Sharrow, and he's dropped for a loss back at the 10-yard line. That ball was smelled out really nicely that time by the Eagle defense, and they've got an injured player down on the play.
Yeah, and the injured player was the one that made the tackle.
It's a 4-yard loss on the play.
Injury timeout. Interesting statistic from JD. Quarterback Chase Dahl 0 for 6 with 1 interception this half.
Continue to work on the injured Eagle, who's on his back down at about the 9 or 8-yard line. He made a huge hit on Sharrow. Yeah, it cost him.
Yeah, I can't really tell what he hurt. Now he's getting up. At least he's sitting up, I should say. Still can't tell the number for sure. Now he's up on his feet being helped off. And that is Noah Eppley, kicker, and playing defense also.
He's walking off under his own power. Shippensburg losing 4 on that play, so it'll be second down and 14. The ball down at the 10-yard line. Freidinger goes wide to the far side. Jacob Loy comes to the near side on the wing. Goes to some barking signals. Hands off inside, and he just about tripped. And handing off the football to Hauser, who gets the ball maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 14-yard line. Carter King on the tackle. So it will be 3rd down now and 10.
Interesting call here coming up for Shippensburg. Do they be a little cautious, or do they throw the ball on 3rd and 10?
Now they're going to have Torres to the near side of Carter Van Syok, and now we've got a timeout signal, and Shippensburg is going to take their 3rd time out, their final time out of the ball game. 9:58 left to go. Confusion on a play on 3rd down and 10. It's 26-7, Shippensburg.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend a gazillion dollars on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Shippensburg taking their last time out of the ball game with 9:58 left to go. Confusion on a 3rd down and 10 deep in their own territory here. They're going to have 3 wide receivers to the far side of the formation as they move right to left here in this 4th quarter. Van Syok back to pass. Quick pass over the middle. Looking for Alex Sherrill out at about the 30-yard line, but it's thrown wide and incomplete. Ryan Kerfman on the coverage, and the punting unit's on for the Greyhounds.
It's like Sherrill had a step on the defender, but Van Syok couldn't reach him.
So Beal's going to wait for the Ocker kick at about the 46-yard line of Shippensburg.
Need a boomer here, Scott. Good punt out of Ocker.
Nice snap. And a short kick. Doesn't turn over for him. Hits a 35-yard line, bounces back and forth, and bounces back to the 35. And so a real short field for the Eagles here with 9:45 left to go in this football game. Shippensburg 26, Bermudian Springs 7.
Well, the Eagles put some pressure on the punter that time. There's 2 defenders in trying to block the punt, and I don't know if that rattled Ocker a little bit or not.
Here come the Eagles, moving left to right. Wood is wide to the far side. Beal the lone setback on a double wing. Handoff goes to Thomas Bross, who turns the corner up the far sideline and twists and turns and picks up the 1st down and is spun down inside the 20-yard line by Nicholas Welts for Shippensburg. But a play that Shippensburg was so effective with all season long last year really worked to the Eagles' advantage. And it's 1st and 10 Eagles at the 19 of Shippensburg.
That was his first carry of the game, right? I believe, Bross.
Running room to the far side of the formation as they have a slot to the near side. Beal gets the call, and he is hit as he hits into the line on a nice play led in there by Shippensburg's Austin Kosher. And we've got another injured player, and I think that may be Beal. He took a huge hit from Kosher as he hit the line of scrimmage. Actually, he lost about a yard on the play. And he's in a lot of pain, partner.
He sure is. He's 5'8", 165, not a big kid, but really talented, real fast running back.
He's had a heck of a football game here tonight. How many yards does he have, J.D.?
He's getting his calculator out. He'll be right with us. 89.
Yep, 89 yards so far. He's played well. He's down and not in as much pain as he was before, but I'm sure he got the wind knocked out of him, not a whole lot more.
Had our share of injuries tonight. Very physical game. Shippensburg. Now the Bermudian Springs team is going to the sideline, and Beal is up under his own power heading off the field. It's good to see.
It's a nice round of applause from the Bermudian side of the field as well as the Shippensburg fans on the far side of the field. So when play resumes, it's going to be 2nd down and 11 as Beal lost a yard on that great hit by Kosher.
I think it has to be a little hard for the offense. You're trying to drive, you lose the yard, and you want to get back out there. Then you have to wait for a couple minutes because of an injury. So see if they can regroup.
Danny Lomax will replace Beal in the backfield. And they send Bross from the corner, and he turns up the near sideline, and he's going to have a 1st and goal down at about the 2-yard line. Another missed hold call as Bross got a lot of help turning the corner up the near sideline. Ethan Stauffer finally making the stop along with Christian Melendez, but it's 1st and goal for the Eagles at the 2-yard line.
And I'll tell you, Stauffer and Melendez, I think they're a little shaken up, and Melendez is going to have to go off.
This time Chase Woods goes wide to the far side, running room to that side of the formation. Handoff goes to Danny Lomax, and Lomax tries the near side and is going to be denied the goal line. Coming in there for Shippensburg was Naz Miner. Also assisting was Ori Kramer. So it'll be 2nd and goal as the ball's just at the 1-yard line. Clock is turning, 8:05 left to go in the game. The Hounds lead at 26-7. Beachy goes wide to the far side. Lomax sets up behind Dahl. This time the quarterback takes it in for the touchdown for the Eagles.
Well, that was a strong run by Dahl, 2-yard run, and Bermudian Springs is on the board here in the second half.
26-13, 7:51 mark. And we'll see what the Eagles decide to do.
Well,
Colt Byers is in to attempt the point after, number 4, with Appley injured earlier in the quarter. And we've got a whistle and penalty markers before the kick.
I think that's on.
Let's see what happens here, Rob. Shippensburg moving. Yep, offsides, Greyhounds. Trying to get that backfield two-suit.
Shippensburg.
I get it, but I don't get it. I mean, I know it's being aggressive, but you have to be thinking a little bit also. Byers is only a sophomore.
I would take the penalty and go for 2. The way they run the ball, take the penalty and go.
Byers is set. Ball is down. Kick is up.
Ooh.
And it's just made it across the crossbar. Just made it across the bar. 7:51 left to go here in the ball game. Shippensburg 26, Bermudian Springs 14.
I mean, just.
Premier Events West Orange Street in Shippensburg is the place to go for excellent upscale food and service in the Shippensburg area. Premier Events is a premier banquet and special events facility that offers catering for all occasions in their beautiful chandelier-lit banquet room. All their delicious food is freshly prepared and can be served on or off-site at your chosen location. Call them today at 532-2279 to book your party and let your next event be a premier event.
5 plays, 35-yard scoring drive after the Shippensburg punt. And now the Greyhounds will get the ball back here with 7:51 left to go in the game. 26-14 lead. It certainly is not over yet.
Shippensburg with no timeouts. Bermudian Springs with all 3.
Back deep for Shippensburg is Sharrow. He waits at the 8-yard line. End-over-end kick. Hits at the 10. Going to roll into the end zone for the touchback, and Shippensburg will start this drive at their own 20-yard line.
And I hope, the offense is going to keep pushing the ball down the field. I mean, again, we have to get some timeouts and run this clock out, or get more than a couple timeouts. But the danger position from their own 20-yard line, they need to keep the ball for a while.
Last time when they had the ball down in this part of the football field, Hounds took 3 in and out. 3 wide receivers deployed to the far side as the Hounds move right to left. Sharrow is to the near side. Handoff goes to the lone setback. And that was Philip Torres on the carry. He'll pick up a couple out to the 22-yard line. Thomas Bross on the tackle. But as Rob mentioned, the Eagles have all 3 timeouts. Shippensburg's got to pick up some first downs here. They've got to eat up a lot of this clock because they cannot stop it.
No Adam Hauser.
Ridinger goes wide to the far side. Gustafson to the near side. Backs are split as Van Syok's under center. He hands the football off to Kyler Brown, and Brown has some blocking out in front, turns the corner up the far sideline, will move the chains as he crosses the 30. And that's the first down that the Greyhounds needed out to the 32-yard line.
Exactly.
Actually, his forward progress out to the 34-yard line as Tyler Sims make the tackle.
That's a nice run.
Nice 14-yard carry. Gustafson comes to the near side, running room to that side of the field. Carter Van Syok hands off to Tyler Brown in the backfield, and he's dropped for a loss back inside the 30-yard line, back to about the 29-yard line. Tracy Grimm making a nice tackle.
Brown was in there right away. I mean, he didn't have any trouble. He didn't have any way to go because Grimm was in there right away. That was a good defensive play.
It's a 5-yard loss where it'll be 2nd down and 15. This time the trips come to the near side. Torres is the lone setback as this time Van Syok from the gun wants to throw. Looks right, turns left, tosses the ball, and completes the pass at the 35-yard line to Hickman. And he is hit immediately after he picks up those 6 yards by Tyler Sims.
Well,
so
that was
will be 3rd down now and about 9 for the Hounds.
It was a little lucky flip pass because Van Syok could have gone down for the loss, but at least they made the completion.
3rd down, 8 yards to go.
Ridinger goes to the far side along with Hickman. Torres is the lone setback. Van Syok wants to throw. Penalty marker runs down. He rolls to the far sideline, throws, and completes the pass to Nick Gustafson for a first down in Eagle territory at the 38-yard line. But we've got a motion call against Shippensburg, and that first down pass is going to come back.
Well, that was a nice play, good pass by Van Syok, and a nice catch, but another mishap penalty-wise for the Greyhounds.
So 5 yards will be walked off against the Hounds, and that's going to move the ball down to the 31-yard line of Shippensburg, where it'll be 3rd down now and about 14. 5:19 left to go in the ball game. Hounds lead it by 12, 26-14.
And again, we're the field position right now. If they don't convert, Bermudian Springs should get good field position.
Trips to the far side. Sharrow is wide to the near side. Torres again the lone setback. Carter Van Syok straight back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He has to roll to the near side to elude it. He pumps and throws. Here comes some more pressure. He dumps it off short. And in and out of the hands of Philip Torres at the 42-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 14 for Shippensburg.
It was interesting. Van Syok was motioning for Torres to just keep moving a little bit further because he wanted to get close to that first down marker, and he did, but then he couldn't catch the ball.
So this is going to be a huge punt for Eddie Ocker. Back into the ball game for the Eagles. It's Darren Beal. He stands at his own 39-yard line awaiting Ocker's punt. 5:02 left to go in the game. Nice snap. And Ocker gets off a low kick that drives Beal back to the 40, who fumbles the football, finally picks it back up. Ball is loose on the ground at the 40, and the Hounds have recovered. Beal never had control of that football. He juggled it a couple times, and Dante Latriglio fell on the loose football, and the Hounds have it back at the 41-yard line of the Eagles.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered. So the deep back had some trouble right from the beginning and finally fumbled the ball, and Latriglio made the recovery.
Van Syok hands the football off to Kyler Brown, and Brown off of a right guard will get the ball down close to the 35-yard line, picking up a good 6 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 4. Nate McCullum credited with the tackle. 4:30 left to go in the game. And the Hounds with a 12-point lead, looking to go 3-0 on the season and hand the Eagles their first loss of this young football season. Gustafson wide to the near side. Running room to that side of the formation, and this is Philip Torres, who bounces off of one tackle and twists and turns and gets the ball down to the 32-yard line, close to first down yardage. Let's see where they put the football down. Now it's going to be a half a yard short, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. Thomas Bross making the tackle.
So Torres 168, Bross 174. Give the decision to Torres.
Slot to the far side. And this is Carter Van Syok on the quarterback keeper, and that'll move the chains and pick up the Shippensburg first down. Just across the 30, just shy of the 29-yard line goes the senior quarterback, Carter King, making the stop.
You got to give Van Syok backfield a little credit, too, because Brown and Torres was pushing him forward.
Freininger to the far side, Gustafson to the near. From under center, the takeaway and the inside handoff goes to Kyler Brown, and Brown with some running room down close to the 20-yard line. Nice hesitation and waited for the hole to open up. Ryan Kerfman making the tackle. But that's a nice run by Brown inside. He picks up almost 9. We'll call it 2nd down and just about 1. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. Running room to the far side of the formation. That's where Freidinger deploys. Brown and Torres, the twin running backs. This is Torres this time, and Philip Torres puts his head down and picks up the first down as he gets inside the 20 and down to about the 18-yard line. Carter King with the tackle. Move the chains one more time for the Greyhounds.
Boy, Philip Torres just does not give up. A little kid, and he just fights for every yard every time he carries the ball.
Hounds have a 1st and 10 at the Eagle 18-yard line. Hauser has not seen any action here in this 4th quarter. There's a handoff to Brown, who tries to scoot outside, eludes one tackler, eludes another tackler, turns the corner, crosses the 15, and is forced out of bounds at about the 14-yard line by Danny Lomax. That'll be a 4-yard carry, 2nd down and 6. Clock is stopped as Brown went out of bounds. 2:10 left to go in the game.
How
now we got a whistle. And we have a timeout.
I think there's a injury or nobody's on the ground, but somebody's coming off the field. The training staff came onto the field, but he's trotting off. That was Ryan Kerfman. Hauser is over on the sideline, Scott. He's standing. Doesn't seem to be limping or anything, but just maybe it's a precaution. Coach Faust decided to hold him out the rest of the game. He earned his keep in the third quarter.
That he did. 2nd down and 6 after the injury stopped the clock. Van Syok with the takeaway. This is Torres straight ahead. Philip Torres for the touchdown. 14-yard touchdown run straight up the middle. Put 6 more on the board for Shippensburg.
Virtually untouched. And that was a nice run by Torres. If Dandy Dawn was here right now, maybe he'd sing. You think?
You want to do that?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I'm not a voice to do that tonight. Well, the Hounds are still confused about what they want to do here, but it looks like they're going to go for one. Shedder's in. Carter Van Syok will hold. Ball is down. Shedder's kick is up, and it's good. 2:04 left to go in the football game at Shippensburg 33 and Bermudian Springs 14. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Kathy's Deli, West King Street in Shippensburg is the place. Delicious breakfast selections, and for lunch and dinner, create your own sandwiches, hoagies, wraps, or salads. 3 hot soups as well as a hot meal special are available every day. Plus, Kathy's fresh baked goods and her delicious dessert specials are the best. Voted number 1 since 2004. Enjoy a wonderful hometown atmosphere, delicious food, and friendly service at Kathy's Deli, West King Street, Shippensburg. Your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner should be at Kathy's Deli. Seven plays and 41 yards puts 7 more points on the board for Shippensburg. As Shedder set to kick it away, Beal stands at his 15-yard line. They've been kind of kicking it and bouncing it short, and they're going to do it again, and it's picked up by one of the up men at the 34-yard line, who's out across the 35, and is upended by about a half a dozen Shippensburg Greyhounds shy of the 40.
Kick return.
Luke Greenewalt led the charge for the Greyhounds. So we're under 2 minutes, 1:57 left to go in the game.
In on the tackle.
I guess it doesn't matter in the scheme of things, Scott, but why? I wonder why they do that all the time. You think, he's the soccer goalie, but you'd think he'd have a leg on him.
Maybe they're just trying to keep it away from Beal.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Beal's the lone setback. Dahl under center. Sends Bross in motion, and he gets the handoff. Turns the corner up the near sideline, and he'll push the pile forward out to about the 44-yard line. Eagles have all 3 timeouts. James Monahan on the tackle along with Christian Bortz. That picked up almost 5 yards on the carry. We'll call it 2nd down and 5. As the Eagles moving left to right here in the final minute and 30 seconds of this football game. Unless something horribly goes wrong, Shippensburg's going to go to 3-0 on the season and head to Waynesboro next Friday night. Slot to the far side. Beal and Kerfman in the backfield. Dahl with a long count. Fakes the handoff to Beal, rolls to the far sideline, steps and throws back across the middle. He's got a man wide open, and it's complete to Colt Byers, and Byers dives into the end zone for the touchdown. 55-yard touchdown throw from Chase Dahl to Colt Byers.
Well, and Christian Melendez was beaten badly, and he's signaling some of his teammates where where were you? I needed some help there, and he sure as heck didn't get it. great throw and a nice catch.
And Byers will put the exclamation point on his touchdown catch. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. No good. 1:02 left to go in the game. Shippensburg 33, the Eagles 20.
Advantage ChemDry has been locally owned and operated for over 20 years. We are your one-stop shop for all your flooring needs. Check out our virtual showroom at AdvantageFlooringPA.com. We carry the latest selection of hardwood, ceramic, carpet, vinyl, laminate, and LVT flooring. If you want all your carpet and flooring solutions in one convenient location, look no further. Our quality is guaranteed. Call me, Ashley, at Advantage Flooring, 532-9977 to set up a free in-home estimate.
Well, that's the Rita's Ice Custard Happiness play of the game, guys. That 55-yard touchdown pass from Chase Dahl to Colt Byers. Just a beautifully thrown high school football pass you'll find anywhere. For Cool Catering, call Rita's Ice Custard at 532-9886.
Onside kick time.
I would think 1:02 left to go. 13-point Shippensburg lead. Everybody up close except for Alex Sherrill. Byers kicks it short. It's scrambled forward at the Shippensburg 47-yard line, but I think it was covered in there by Gabriel Long for Shippensburg.
It bounced right up to him, but he dropped it momentarily, but I believe he recovered himself.
Onside kick, recovered by Shippensburg.
So that helps the cause with 55 seconds left.
Eagles still have 3 timeouts, I believe. 55.9 ticks left in this game. Shippensburg does not have a timeout.
And they've scored 27 points in the second half.
Trips to the near side. Running room to the near side as the Hounds move right to left. This is Torres off of left tackle. He puts his head down and gets the ball to midfield. Picks up 3 yards in the carry. 2nd down and 7.
Number 11, Philip Torres to the carry.
Thomas Bross on the stop. And the ball is just actually short of midfield. And it doesn't look like the Eagles are even going to burn a timeout. They're going to walk off the football field here tonight after Shippensburg scores 27 points in the second half to take control of this ball game in the third quarter. Carter Van Syak will take a knee as we're under 19 seconds, and that's going to be the last play of the football game. Great comeback performance by the Shippensburg Greyhounds tonight as they scored 27 points in the second half to beat the Bermudian Spring Eagles by a final score of Shippensburg 33, Bermudian Springs 20.
You have auto insurance because, let's face it, stuff happens. And then you feel punished with a rate hike after filing a claim? Erie Rate Lock changes all that. With Rate Lock from Erie Insurance, your low rate stays great until you change cars, drivers, or your address. Your Erie agent in Shippensburg is Carl Kramer Insurance. Get a quote at 717-530-8600.
Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. Insured must meet necessary underwriting guidelines. Premium may change if you make policy changes. Not all products are offered in all states. Patent pending.
Your complete quality satisfaction is unconditionally guaranteed. That's the backbone that New Life Painting of Shippensburg has built their business on since 1998. New Life Painting has been providing Central Pennsylvania residential and commercial painting at its best. Keith and Chris Carroll welcome the opportunity to discuss your next painting project with a free on-the-spot estimate, and your satisfaction is the center of their quality work. Give them a call at 423-5577, and you'll soon learn what satisfaction and guaranteed is all about.
Timmins Oil Incorporated of Orrstown has been proudly serving the local area for over 35 years with quality fuel oil, diesel fuel, and kerosene products at reasonable prices. The Timmins folks invite you to call now and arrange convenient fuel oil delivery for the upcoming heating season. Call Timmins Oil at 532-3740. That's 532-3740. Or stop in and say hello at 12901 Mountain Road in Orrstown. The Timmins family encourages all drivers to exercise extra caution on the roads now that the kids are back in school. Parents, remember to take the time to become involved in your children's school activities. And this fall and always, save a life. Please don't drink and drive. Remember, for extra convenient fuel oil delivery this winter, call Timmins Oil of Orrstown now at 532-3740. That's Timmins Oil at 532-3740. The Timmins family is proud to be part of our Cumberland and Franklin County communities. And go Greyhounds!
A lot of question marks, partner, in the first half for the Greyhounds, but there weren't too many question marks in the second half.
No, there certainly weren't. And Adam Hauser, really sparked that offense, but Carter Van Syok with some nice drives and a couple of touchdowns. And I tell you, Philip Torres, to me, I mean, you got to give Hauser, if you're giving an MVP, it would be him. But I'll tell you what, Torres ran the ball hard and got those big yards when needed, including the last touchdown that they scored, the 14-yard touchdown pass with 2 minutes to go in the game. So it was a good effort. They did give up 20 points, but with the last one at the end. So, they played well. Probably, their best game of the year, I would think.
Well, we talked about the inability of Shippensburg to play 4 quarters of football. They played 4 quarters of football tonight.
They sure did. They, their defense played well, but they really was a solid overall game by the Greyhounds, and Coach Faust has to be happy. JD, your thoughts?
Well, they got Shippensburg off a slow start in the first quarter. I mean, Bermudian Springs ran 6 minutes off the clock and got that first score, but the Greyhound defense settled in for pretty much most of the rest of the night. Bermudian Springs threatened at the end of the first half, but they ran out of time. And then the second half, Shippensburg's defense, offense got points on the board. Shippensburg's defense kept them out of the end zone until they scored once in the fourth quarter, and then that late touchdown there at the end of the game. That'd be one thing the coach is probably not happy with, giving up a late touchdown in the football game with less than 2 minutes to go. You never want to do that. But offensively, the passing game was pretty much non-existent tonight, but the running game really came through when the Greyhounds needed it tonight.
Well, and don't you think, the more they are running the ball, and I think it'll open up the passing game. You would hope it would, in certain situations. Adam Hauser, interestingly, and I think it's a good thing that Coach Faust set him out the fourth quarter. He ran off the field. Seemed like no issues, but.
Well, he is limping right now as they head to the locker room, so whether he re-aggravated it on that touchdown. Then again, it's hard to tell how much practice he's got in the last couple weeks since the injury. He could have been a little winded after that 68-yard scamper.
Could be.
Okay, final game stats for the Greyhounds: 41 rushes, 285 yards. Hauser 10 for 158, 2 touchdowns. Torres 15 for 76, a touchdown. Van Syok 7 for 23 with 2 touchdowns. Kyler Brown 6 for 23. Greyhound passing game came back in the second half. Van Syok was 6 for 8 in the second half for 59 yards, 8 for 12 for 66 yards in the ball game. Ethan Stauffer, 2 big catches for 25 yards. Hauser 2 for 12. Gustafson 2 for 14. Sherrow 1 for 8, and Hickman 1 for 7. The Greyhounds with 351 yards of total offense in the ball game and 14 first downs. For the hometown Eagles, 36 for 197 on the ground. Beal, the leading carrier, 15 for 89. Dahl, 5 for 11 passing, 1 interception for 63 yards, 260 yards total offense for Bermudian Springs. They also picked up 14 first downs, but they had that two crucial turnovers, that interception and fumble. Defensive side of the ball for Shippensburg, Eddie Ocker, 8 tackles. Welts with 7 tackles. Kozier with 6. I believe he had 5 at halftime, only 6 for the game, so that means that the Greyhounds did a much better job of stopping Bermudian at the line of scrimmage, and that's all for the stats tonight.
Thank you, J.D. Appreciate your help as always. Coverage of Shippensburg High School football is an exclusive and copyrighted feature of SC Sportsnet and the Shippensburg High School Athletic Department. Any use of the descriptions and accounts without the consent of SC Sportsnet and the Shippensburg Area High School is strictly prohibited. Once again, a final score, Shippensburg 33, Bermudian Springs 20. You have been listening to coverage of Shippensburg Greyhound football on SE Sportsnet.